more challenging. There you go. 8 Brigham, 4 Thrawn, 4 Invasion.
Man, 4 invasion.
So Brigham really consolidating to the top of the meta. Not a lot of ROPs. A little surprising. ROPs have been winning like 70%
So let
of
me
the
ask you this: do you think Brigham is just inherently a really good dark side deck right now, or is it because Obi muting is so popular?
uh I think it's just always a solid deck, right? In the sense that you start with enough force to play Vader on turn one. You don't give them anywhere to drain. You have an open character base. I think Darkseid's really bad. Like I don't think Dark's very good right now. I think Light has so much more flexibility in its decks. Um, and so I think what matters for Dark is just some level of consistency, and Bringham's a really solid, consistent deck. Um, but it has matchup problems. Like you don't really want to face things like OA you're um, when you're playing Brigham, and it's good against OB to some degree, but like the OB list that people, like the Team Five OB list would be really strong. Like I think part of what Brigham wants to do is win space. So interesting start here from Hayes. He's actually starting. He's starting. I'm your father and Sando, uh, along with security precautions. I wouldn't say there's necessarily what I would call a standard start, but I normally think of Brigham starting wipe and maybe floating this hand out, just because Brigham can be pretty tight on activation and normally doesn't have anything else besides the bridge.
Do you think that he's actually just playing both, and this is like a flex spot for OA? This Sandow?
Maybe it's possible. Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's basically just says no more leadership. So I think I don't think it's bad or wrong. I just think that's the standard.
So it's not like
Greg,
OA is really denying you a lot of force.
no, you'll get your force from away, which is yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's very reasonable. It's a good question. I'd be curious to see afterwards if Hayes' list has a wipe or if he just starts him.
Hey, Greg with a typical start here, Walkling, uh,
Yeah,
Brave Resistance, and
yeah.
Strike Planning.
He smeared some mascara over his cards, it looks like, but yeah, it's a little blurry.
A little blurry on the peripherals, but it's okay.
Greg pointing out to Hayes that if he wants to have that frozen Luke to start the game, he needs to grab it now.
Good guy, Greg. I guess you have to deploy it, right? It's not an optional thing.
On GIMP, it automatically pops up or
Yeah.
whatever. Uh-huh. Let's see what people do. Start the game. Greg pulls what I can only assume is Goldenrod. He actually pulls Tragedy immediately. A very small thing, but sometimes you can get a little shield busted against Brigham because he might need also then pull Battle Order turn one. A little less so because he doesn't need a Leia shield as OA, but it is something that often you'll against Brigham suddenly realize like, oh man, I wish I had aim high or something.
That's Goldenrod, right? With the stuff
I
written
was
on it.
yeah, Goldenrod. I'm assuming it's Goldenrod with the stuff written on it. You definitely want Goldenrod to start. Greg's so furious about this first turn bridge that he just gets up and walks away. Yeah, you often need ultimatum too. Like, I don't know, grabber. What do you actually grab against them? I guess maybe
Command.
sometimes command if you're commanding. You might have promoter scan. I guess I do know his deck list. So I can just look at it. His deck list will be posted later. Playing a peace game. I don't believe, at least the last list I saw a couple days ago, they were going to play a peace game.
Because he is just getting the bridge out.
Getting the
Hand three.
bridge, getting the Emperor, can draw some
Hand three
cards.
for the Emperor.
Obviously, this is a big change after the errata that Brigham before me can no longer play the Emperor who would be deployed to, which means you can't always have Emperor and another character turn one. So
It's a good change,
here,
I think,
it's a good change. Yeah.
thematically too.
Well, it means you can't always have Emperor and Fate. I do often like if you had like a third sister or a Kira or someone who's cheap. Sometimes you want to put the pressure on here. It's probably not really not worth it. So I like it against 0 hour. I can go turn one Emperor and like third sister to their 3/1. It can be pretty strong. All right, so let's get into OA's pretty standard turn here. We see it. Greg pull General Lando and General Leia with strike weapon. My phone, if Garrett has anything he wants to pitch in here. Greg activating 7 Force, showing obviously Leia. I know that he got again. Greg putting Leia back to pull someone with a brave resistance.
Probably Finn, right?
Really depends sort of on his hand and what he wants, what's in there. But yeah, generally Finn is someone you want to get early on. There's Finn. And there's the 2-0 site.
All right. Pretty good start here for Greg. It's kind of what you
Yep.
want to see.
It has the stuff that he wants in there.
Yep.
There's General Lando.
And we get Ray and move over and take off, right? It's the
move over and take off. The very standard OA start. Gives him a drain 2 up in space. He gets the pressure going first.
Yeah, are you worried at all about Maul plus ship
Um,
turn 2?
Not too much because he does have the fin, right? So he has the forfeit back up there. Um, yeah, just or Silver Glen talking about needing the leadership for Radis. I mean, he started Sando, right? So leadership for limiting is not going to be as relevant. I mean, basically, once a Maul comes out, it's all going to really come down to space battles where Greg is going to want to really outpower him as much as possible. I mean, that's sort of your way to win space is, well, you can't clear Maul. If you can, find your Poe, you can be drawing a couple destinies, you get capital ships, you have a lot of pilots, you have a lot of forfeit. You really try to just make your life difficult. If Maul wants to clear a couple guys, he's still going to be pretty low in power. Be interesting to see whether or not Hayes has the Intimidator and Persecutor double Star Destroyer. That's been pretty popular in Bring 'em Before Me. That certainly gives him a lot of extra power up there in space and can let him hang for longer. Though that's not immune to attrition, so he would obviously lose some stuff in battles. Hayes has pulled Grabber and Secret Plans, and then Detention, which is obviously important to make Leia's resistance transport not get a free download. Current top 8's in the scroll. Thank you, Dan. Catching the end here. I see Connor and Cal are 7 and 8.
So Hayes has what, 11 Force to work with here?
Oh, good. We can get a good look at Hayes' deck here. So it looks like he's playing Emperor's Enforcer. There is what's that called? Captive, the thing where you lose the captive. That's pretty great.
Human Shield.
Human Shields, yeah. There's a
not
sense.
Not gonna be good at this matchup, but
yeah, yes. not playable this matchup, but there's a sense. Looks like there's a 9th sister. Or not a 9th. I think that was draw cards 7. Maybe.
Few Mauls on there too, so
for sure. Mauls. Old Wings is solid. I do like Old Wings to bust through limiting, sort of like a flight suit. Punch it, not as common. I think people don't battle into the punch it necessarily, but obviously in this matchup it could be pretty relevant.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty risky for Hayes to go. Well, never
Well,
mind. He's got Blastor controls. I was just about to say.
Blizzard 4 is going to come out and grab someone. Does Greg have Leia Rebel Princess? I believe he does, yes.
So
Vader.
4, Vader to Neva Outpost.
Yep. Setting up the drain at 3. You can find the saber. And top 8 scrolling across the screen here now. Yeah, Greg in first, Jeff is in second, Hayes is in third, Joe's in fourth. That mouse hanging around in fifth. And then Charlie, Connor, and Cal round out our top. Let me pull up that list again. Yeah, there's a Leia Rebel Princess. How could there not be a Leia Rebel Princess? Card's too good, too powerful for. Yeah, and I think Jin is pretty likely to be in the deck too. I mean, OA often plays two handles, so powerful that
Yeah.
having
The big thing here is no Vader
no
Saber.
Vader Saber either, yeah. So you're not even in a rush to battle order. But for now, that's shield busted for Hayes, um, which is maybe a little relevant just maybe later on if like BB8 comes out for to the 2/2 and you want to drain for 3 there, or solo obviously comes out and you don't have the shield attacks the force that's spent on that.
No, you're happy to see it as Greg, so you don't have to pull yourself.
Yeah.
Because you know you're going to satisfy this game.
Looks like a drain of 2. Synths off the top and a ball.
Get the damage rolling early against Brigham.
Might signal to Greg's already got do or do not out. He's putting back, I think, was that Lorson Taka?
I think so.
That's the new AI Lorson Taka art.
Yeah, I think that's what that
He needs
was.
to get another ray.
Interesting.
Might just be thinning out his deck. It's also just having a second ray gives you. I mean, now it's like, okay, you want to come out with Maul and Sith Infiltrator there? A ray's going to come out the following turn, right? Like, it really gives you some solid protection.
This is the Tunnel Village, right?
That's the Twaddle.
Yeah.
There's Layerable Princess.
All right, that's so now Hayes is gonna be.
Now he should somewhere in his deck
Trying to
have Tarkin's
find.
Bounty.
Yeah,
Because
he's
one
gonna
thing
really have
about
to find.
swapping over to this Emperor is you do have a guaranteed early Imperial data. So there should be more playing of that card. Hayes is playing a point man, it looks like. Not a terrible grab. Not
Yeah,
every
I can see
Brigham,
that.
not every Brigham plays commands. And so grabbing point man, like especially if they don't have full on, can actually be.
Yeah, do we see any commands in his deck? We've
We did.
verified
I
or
did
not.
not see command or Thrawn or the stuff that go with it. And
Yeah, I didn't
especially
either.
if Greg is playing your eyes open.
Yeah, I
Grabbing point man could be really strong. But he did not grab it.
think it's reasonable either way. It's probably safer at this point in the game to not grab it. You just don't want
Yeah.
to get blown out by it.
Greg leaving 3 force up. Finn reacts for free, so he's obviously considering other possible tricks he might need through a first strike.
Yeah, well, it's effectively 2, right? Because he's definitely going to draw with Ray.
Yeah, but he's leaving it up. That's why Ray is so powerful. You get to leave the force up as a flex.
Is Ray the best Star Wars card ever printed? What do you think?
Is Ray the best card ever printed? Possibly. I think what I see, there's really like 800 copies of it played in OCS last month. I think it's you could make a good argument that Ray is just the overall, most powerful, versatile, like been important for 5 years now. Like there were 570 copies of Ray in 325 weeks.
Is that more than Walkling?
There was 330 walklings and 330 bucks.
Nice.
No one doubled up their walklings. ML floated that Narshada. Was it good for mains? And I think it's more for something like Shadow Collective, right? When Shadow Collective is really popular.
Yeah.
Be a little worried about playing a Narshada, like a second system here, because that could give us space for like a Malsith infiltrator to pounce on it. We see Vader Saber come out. Is that a no escape?
What
I
are
feel
you?
like a,
Were you looking?
there was an effect out there for a second. I thought with the lightsaber, but I might have missed it. Oh, yeah, what's that effect right there?
There's definitely an effect coming out. I don't know what it is.
Let's see if
It's
see if
Destiny 5.
Greg hears me. Could be something special. Here it says it is Tarkin's bounty. There you go.
There it is.
So Leia only bought you a turn. Oh, there it is. So, Japanese lightsaber. Still, Greg is ahead on the damage race, right? He basically got to drain for a couple turns before Hayes did, so Hayes is going to have to do something.
Yeah, gained a lot of tempo.
Gained a lot of tempo. And we know that that Tutu is sitting in his deck. And again, with BB-8, he can make that drain a 3.
That was far long for Hayes. Pretty good turn
Just
for Hayes
from
here. Getting a lot of
Yep,
really
basically
good cards.
finding the key pieces, Tarkin's bounty, burning off
Vader
Leia,
Saber.
found whatever card he needed. Forlom obviously is going to let him set things up.
Yeah, I wonder if he grabbed Bounty with that point man.
Meta. He's playing Emperor's Enforcers, which are definitely strong. Emperor.
Yeah, especially in this matchup. I feel like it's probably the best Vader in this matchup. It's like he's considering moving Vader over,
I think
possibly
so.
leaving Blizzard 4 by itself.
I don't think it's unreasonable. We have Emperor's power. I mean, it's power 8, draws 2 destinies, right?
Yep.
I think Hayes is trying to figure out what he can do to get his damage output up. And so take him over to another site to be strong. Gimp Tom, why is your question is why don't they play Cannot Hide Forever, even Dilly Karita and get their own system? I don't know. I guess when I feel like I play Birmingham, that you feel pretty lasered focused. Like the I don't necessarily want to put a second system out against a lot of attacks. So I feel like against QMC or like no idea or something. I actually want to really try to win with like Maul, Sith Infiltrator, maybe with the Star Destroyers. You have to win somewhere, like on ground or in space. You can't just win with damage. And so I think putting a second system out might actually be counterproductive, and that gives him the chance to run away. But it's not bad. I mean, people have done it before. It's
So Greg drained for 2. Looks like Hayes lost something in RSing.
There's Jin in front of the Blizzard 4. That's very strong.
Yep.
Pretty unlikely to have a trample hanging out here.
Or, yeah, avoiding the sniper at
Avoiding the
Vader's
sniper
side.
from Vader. Greg might just be down to play the waiting game, basically. Looks like he's getting Solo out. I don't know if he put back with a Brave Resistance.
Yeah, that looks like Solo. Yeah, Greg just probably tried to assemble, like...
Oh, yeah, good point, Justin, that you can just cancel that with Leia. Right? Wait,
Doesn't Tarkin's value just say you can't cancel at all?
that's what
Oh, where you have an Imperial.
yeah.
Ah, all right.
Make sure to message Greg on that mistake.
Okay, who did he put on the Tantive? I didn't see.
I cannot see, but it's red. It's the Destiny 2 red. That's what I got.
Anybody in chat see which character is on Tantive?
Garrett can tell us.
Right, I keep forgetting Garrett is. He's ever present. Oh, okay, so Solo. Maybe
Is it Solo?
Solo is in space on the Falcon.
Solo is someone else.
So it's Solo, Rey, Leia, and General Calrissian. It's a hit.
It's a hit.
Nice.
They're all stacked on the Falcon.
Yeah, so putting the Tantive there signals to me that Greg might be planning on shuttling some dudes down at some point.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's the plan.
Like, you could put Leia in front of Blizzard 4.
Well, he's gonna stack the 2-2. He's not gonna care about these other drains.
Yeah. So Greg with a lot of momentum in this game, hasn't lost a single force.
Lost the Force, got a decent amount of cards in play. Pretty impenetrable up there in space now. I mean, if you throw down Maul, you're facing down 2 Destinies, a Fin React, which could be potentially 4 Destinies. He hasn't put out another location for me to drain at.
I think
I'm also surprised he hasn't grabbed It's a Hit.
doesn't he just have to grab leadership in this matchup?
Bill, why are you watching this and not playing a game? Are you 3-2?
Did you already win, Bill?
Sorry, Bill. Yes, losing force does get you 7 faster. He's taking some
Yeah, I mean,
time.
Hayes doesn't really have a lot of options, right? It's like just deploy
He's
more guys.
force pushing here. Justin. Yeah. Force, I mean, he really can't. He doesn't put another location. I mean, he might start dueling Luke, throw a couple guys onto the 2-1 to hold that drain, send Vader over to the throne room and start dueling. But we're going to see Maul come out and just.
Okay.
All right, got some action coming.
So this might explain why he did not grab It's a Hit, because he's planning on grabbing leadership in this battle.
I don't know if he even. Well, there's no admiral up there, so he's not playing leadership.
Oh, that's a good point.
Also, he has Sando. He should grab it.
He does have sand.
He has
Hayes does.
Sando. Hayes does.
Oh, Sando. Right, right, right.
So leadership is not doing much.
Is this the Intimidator and Persecutor? Yep.
This is the Intimidator and the Persecutor.
Okay. This is
And it should cost 8 if Garrett wants to confirm that the +1 was paid to deploy something to Jakku. No, it seems he has a first strike. First strike would be very strong here. He has a react canceling for Finn. That would be very strong here too.
it deploy +1 or +2?
Oh yeah.
It might be +2. Because it's
Nope.
deploy -4 to Death Star.
Yeah, so it should be deployed +2.
Yeah.
Make sure that's. I mean, who knows? No one knows how these things work. Double alone.
Are you there, Garrett? This thing should have cost +2.
Maybe it does. We can't even see Hayes's life force, so we have no idea what's being paid. It should be active judging. Garrett is watching this. It should be +2. I Garrett is saying 2 Star Destroyers, 1 ship. It's +1.
No, it's +2.
No, it's
Or,
because the thing says Star Destroyers deploy minus whatever to the Death Star. And this
oh,
is just saying a ship deploys +1. That's
so
the
random.
difference. It really is.
It's
It's 1 starship, but 2 Star Destroyers. It's +1.
so weird.
Why do we play this
Should just get rid of this card.
game?
Rules nightmare.
No, we should make triple Star Destroyer. I think Chris Kelly's in the chat. Let's make a triple
Star Destroyer Squadron.
Star Destroyer squadron. Love it. Is there no bat? No, he's shuffling his reserve. I don't know what he got from reserve. Yeah, yeah, Executor and Avenger and Dasher and Vixen, all of them.
So 2 Star Destroyers but 1 ship. Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Man, people used to pass that link around all the time in high school. It was so gross. Two started sure.
It's not even where I was going, Drew, but thanks for that comment.
Is there a battle? Can someone please initiate a battle? Go leader, go. Oh. So Hayes played these things in the past.
Oof.
I can't
This,
tell this Hayes.
I don't think he has 4 staked.
But he probably doesn't if he didn't initiate
Ooh, and
it.
Poe. Oof. Do we know who that other pilot is or
It's
person?
Finn. He
Finn,
just
okay.
played Finn. So he just unloaded everything into the
Yeah.
system.
But yeah, that's
Just
brutal.
strong. And he's playing. Is he trying to go for overflow?
Ooh, he's playing the
5
admiral
battle
as well.
destinies. Hera, Taka, Rose, leadership, Leia, not very high.
A lot of power though.
I don't. Does he actually get to overflow?
Probably not, but if he loses all his space, that's pretty good, right?
Well, presumably he has like multiples of some of these things.
Greg couldn't play that gold leader gold 1 fast enough.
Yeah, hard to imagine a more favorable position than that there for him. I mean, it looks. I would imagine he can forfeit all this, and that'd be good. So he's power 15, right?
So Maul doesn't add power, right?
Correct. He's losing everything.
Yeah, so it's like power 4 plus
He played the adder.
16. Alright, he's power 16. But I assume the forfeit covered the battle damage.
What else you can say? He's no, he had to peel looks like two
Oof,
cards.
he is peeling. Okay, man, how much power did Greg have that battle?
A lot. Because Finn adds two, Poe
Oh
adds.
right, yeah. Oof.
The space is pretty clear now. I mean, probably next turn he looks for the 2/2 and land. Yeah, and as Justin pointed out, as we both missed, that Tarkin's bounty isn't even supposed to stop the Blizzard 4 drain. So Greg could have basically had an almost empty loss spot. 41 power, forfeit covered, no peel. Thank you, Garrett.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say, man, he had a lot of forfeit there. The Star Destroyer is what, like 12? The two Star Destroyers, that's one starship.
The two Star Destroyers are one starship.
Okay, so we see Dooku, which probably is a Force Lightning here on Jin.
It's another lost force for Hayes to do that.
Yeah, Leia could just cancel this train anyways. So
Well, if Greg realizes it, which he probably will not. Because if he had, he would have just put Jennifer Vader anyways. But Greg now has so many guys that he can start shuttling them around. It's probably why Finn and Poe, they're an easy shuttle down. Han is out. And so, yes, he can play that adder from Lost Pile. Han is, I believe, on the Falcon. Yep. Yeah, you could put Finn and Poe together. I mean, this is also an example where it's like, if you're Greg, what's the rush? You know,
yeah,
like you're so far ahead in cards, you're getting pretty every turn. Days can't touch you in space. Two Maul's already dead. I think he lost an MSI too, so I think it'd be two Mauls, two ships probably.
Greg also still has that. It's a hit floating around somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And the possibility that he'll realize the bounty that really changes. I don't think he plays it could be worse, but he does, I'm sure, play some handles. So he could start. There's a handle. He could start handling drains for three. So maybe Hayes can grab one thing, but he can't grab the other thing.
Man, whenever handle gets played to add one to a drain, it's always feels like a kick in the gut sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Greg just probably needs to play pretty cautious here. I mean, at some point he'll want to establish the ground. Maybe we should errata Tarkin's bounty so it works the way that I think it works. I really hate Leia Rebel Princess. Yeah, Loris and Taka looping back that handle could be pretty strong.
Don't you have to play guys though for Lorson Taka?
Hmm.
Don't you have to play guys to draw Lorson Taka though?
But Lorson Taka himself draws first.
Oh, just playing him. Okay, I got
I
you.
mean, it's not drawing for top of use. It's not like he's drawing.
Okay, here's a 2/2. All right, gonna split these guys up. Seems good.
Yep. Crash, it drops a ton. The Falcon going down just needs to drop one guy somewhere. Move Falcon, move the guy over, flip. Just putting a lot of pressure on Hayes now, especially because he still has to sit there and pay for the trains. There's a
Admiral Satura.
Uo Satura, who we need an AI of him.
What does the UO stand for? Do you know?
I don't know, but he's not an old white guy in the movie. He's like an Asian guy. Yeah, all the cards in AI. We need AI of our AIs.
Okay, so Drew breaks cover and joins
He is Greg.
Startura. Hmm? Did I say his?
I think he said Drew. Um,
Oh, sorry. I'm like reading chat at the same time.
it's funny because I wore the exact same shirt for this yesterday. Like a checkered one. Yeah, so he flips. He's gonna.
Shows O Statura. But what does the O stand for?
What does the O stand for?
All right, whoever tells me what the O stands for wins a
Oh
foil
shit!
vintage art
Someone
set.
get on the Scomp link. There's a full art Dindigerin for the O.
Don't think it's oddball.
Classic Oddball Satura. Yeah, Harry O. Truman. We got a Falcon landing. Orga is he's not an Organa? Is he? They would spell that out. He's Organa.
Does this guy not have a Wikipedia article?
Yeah, guys, you're one Scomp link. Oh, Wikipedia article away from winning a full art Dindigerin.
Here it is. Shows O Satura. Satura.
All right, so focusing on the game, we now see a pretty stacked up 2-2 site for Greg. But he's left obviously a decent amount in space. We still see the gold leader, Leia, that looks like Finn and probably Poe,
Yeah.
and another character, as we know he can play the inner lost pile. The ground, it looks like we have Solo, General Conference,
Solo Ray,
Ray,
Calrissian, and the
and
Admiral.
oh, that's Radis.
No, no, they're Admiral we played this turn.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
the you unknown Strata.
yeah.
Strata.
Who shows
You
O Statura.
right. So now Greg's got pretty solid drains of four. He's flipped, I think, for battle plan. Looks like a drain of three was just hit, and he did lose it to hit. Relevant.
Well, now he can play that with Solo if
You
he
can play
needs to.
that with Solo to save some force in the future. Really no rush for Greg. Hayes is gonna need to push somewhere. Space did get a little bit weaker, but the fact that he has to pay through the gold leaders is very relevant.
Yeah, you can't imagine that Hayes has much space left over.
He probably has another Malsif infiltrator. Yeah, it's a hit from Lost Piles, a real kicking.
Yes, looks like Hayes wants to fight Ponda Baba. Coming down here.
Yep. Means what he
Oh,
has to
just
do.
consolidates. Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for him, but really nothing else he can do. I mean, now it's really fairly easy for Greg just to hold pat. Maybe to add another character or two there.
Yep. I mean, you can even wait it through. You can move away, cancel the drain with a hit. And...
Yeah, he's just going to keep paying 3 for that. Jeremy, I think I might jump off for just a little bit.
Okay.
Dinner. And I'll catch you for the next round.
Cool. Sounds good.
Good to see everyone. I'll be back.
Yeah, so we'll see a drain 2 from Greg here. Let's see if he has the handle to add to the drain. And I can't imagine that Greg is interested in battling here. Doesn't seem to really be that much of an upside. Okay, Hayes loses Vader. Something else that I didn't see. Pretty desperate situation here for Hayes. Okay, 2 force for their net to prevent ball from cloaking. So that avenue is turned off for Hayes. Yeah, I don't think Greg is really incentivized to do much here. Just move away. Maybe just stays in front and just tries to weather the storm. Okay. Anakin goes to the new outpost. Looks like we have a rules question from Hayes. Okay. Looks like Greg's lining up a move here. I think I would just move all my guys with Anakin. So it looks like some people are getting out of the Falcon. And actually, that drain space was just 1 because there's no Falcon up there. So Greg might be looking to get the Falcon back up in space. All right, here's a force lighting from Hayes. Probably targeting Han. Uh, did did he draw and OA subtracted from it? I didn't see the draw. But nobody was lost to Force Lightning, so I assume he drew the Destiny and okay, so Vader follows with Vader's Anger V.
So what's with that? Like the whole the phone there.
So I think they're reading what Vader's Anger V does.
Oh,
Pull
okay,
it
that
up
makes
just so
sense.
I know. Yeah, Vader follows using land speed for free an opponent's character that just moved from same site.
Do not worry, people. Drew will be coming back. I'm just taking up his place while he is eating dinner.
Thanks
You'll
for jumping
have
back
better
on, Dan.
commentary from Drew once he comes back from dinner. But looking at like what Greg's doing, like, yeah, I agree, Jeremy. He doesn't have to do much at this point. Like, what is Hayes doing damage wise?
So now Drew. Now Greg can actually cancel that drain at the 2-2 with Leia. If Greg realizes that. If he recognizes that that's what Tarkin's bounty does. It's kind of some hidden text there.
Now, do we know if Leia has used both of her cancels this game?
I don't think she's used either of them.
So I mean, Greg could cancel that drain at the 2-2 site,
Yeah.
and then Hayes isn't doing anything.
We're just not sure if Greg realizes he can cancel that drain. Because the part on bounty where it's like you can't cancel at the same side of Imperial, that's like pretty it's hidden text.
Trust me, even I have forgotten about that before. And I'm the guy who created the card, so that's pretty sad.
But if Greg can remember that and get back hits a hit, that's pretty damn good.
And I feel like this game also has to be running close to time too.
Yeah, Justin. Well, maybe Greg has been baiting Hayes into this the whole game. Greg really knows.
But,
I mean,
so
it's hard to tell how much force Hayes has.
so, but I know we've seen a lot of new decks today, and if you do like the decks that you're seeing today, once they are uploaded to the website, you'll be able to check those up. I know James Martin and his team usually get those up a day or two after the events. So once they are uploaded, go to www.starwarsccg.org, hover over the deck list tab, and then click on the tournament deck list to see all the deck lists that are up there. These are including decks from this event, as well as the GIMP PC that is now in its top 4 and will continue play after this event.
Okay, so Hayes opted not to drain, and he's playing Marjade Lightsaber. He played First Strike. Also, Greg grabbed Vader's Anger. It's interesting.
Yeah, I kind of like that as a grab.
Yeah, I
And
mean, at this point of the game, like, you just probably grab anything.
yeah,
Okay, so it looks like Ray hit. Is that what I'm seeing here? Ray's upside down.
yeah, I was going to ask that. Like, why is Ray upside down? I would assume that she is hit, but don't know. Looks like he lost a force to "I am your father" or something there.
Maybe he's just indicated. Maybe he's your beaten or she's your beaten. No,
Oh, you are beaten. Okay.
that's not in the lost pile. I don't know.
And according to Garrett, there's about 13 minutes left in the game. That was also 2 minutes ago, so we're down to about 10 minutes left.
Now Ray is somewhere over on Goldie or Gold One. Not
Yeah,
sure what
I
happened
like
to
how
that
she's on
Ray.
aim high.
Okay, so he retrieved your beaten. Gotcha.
So it's what Solo, Anakin, and Finn. You gotta. I like to play by putting Ray. You are beaten or inactive there. Gets away that second destiny from Solo.
He also has the adder in his lost pile,
Yeah, and that's another big
so
thing
it
is
turns that off as well.
yeah, I agree, Phil. Like Solo's game text is probably the one that you want canceled here.
Well, Ray's not in the battle. She's your beaten, so he can't play the adder.
Well, even so, like you really want to cancel Solo's game text just in case like Greg has anything in his lost pile that would help him in this battle.
Yeah, just saying that it's probably still
Mm-hmm.
the right play to cancel his game text, but
Plus, I mean, who else's game text are you going to cancel? But saw that Greg played. You do have your moments, and he played. They're tracking us there.
did he make Hayes redraw with the you do have your
I think
moments?
so because the "you do have your moments" went to the use pile.
Oof. So it's all said and done. Greg loses Finn, Hayes loses Mara.
And Ray becomes, well, she's still inactive at least until what, the end of Greg's turn?
Um,
Or no, I think she's inactive until the end of Hayes's turn because this is Hayes's battle phase, correct?
End of your next turn, yeah.
Yeah.
So she'll get
So
to
I
hang
mean, at
out there
least
for
Ray's canceling, like Ray's making it so Hayes can't drain there or anything.
yeah.
Like, I think if you're Hayes, if you had any force left, I think it would have been better to move Vader to the 2-2 and then move like Dooku and Ponda Baba over.
Well, he followed with Vader's anger,
Oh, okay.
so that's and I think Hayes just has to do that to stay in the game. He has to try to make something happen.
Yeah.
I mean, Greg is only doing 2 damage now. Drain for
Yeah,
one
but
in
like you said,
space.
Hayes isn't doing really anything at this point. Oh, okay. Thank you, Phil. Phil saying he only had one card left for the Blizzard 4, and then he had nothing in the reserve deck thanks to the "you have your moments" redraw. So
Yeah,
that
that's
was
what I assumed
really big.
he redrew his the last Destiny in his deck.
So yeah, I think Hayes was he added with the Emperor's Power, had 2 cards left, and then the redraw occurred. So yeah,
Unless you have another
Padme coming
moments
down.
to add
That's
3 to that
really
moments.
big. Finn coming back down as well.
Okay, so everybody's getting battle here probably from
Oh yeah,
Greg.
Fleet Admiral
Another Finn.
Akbar. Greg retrieves.
Greg going for Gusto here.
Yeah, a lot of power there up there for Greg. I mean, that's going to get rid of the Vader. And then, yeah, Hayes is going to be like he can drain, but it's just going to put a card back onto Greg's deck with Leia. So he sees some smiles on Greg's face, like looks like Hayes said something funny or something.
Yeah, and I think he drew a 1 for Destiny right there.
Yeah.
Weapon Destiny. I mean, Greg played this really well. He was really patient.
Yeah, and I think that's what you have to do in this matchup right here.
Yeah.
Brigham has the potential to put a lot of pressure on the light side player, especially with all the erratas that OA has been dealt with over the years, like losing combined fleet action hurt, not being able to play cards like uh, Hark Seth, stuff like that. It's just like OA has had so many bullets, and it's still a really good deck.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like the quintessential control deck, right?
yeah, like there's a reason why Mike Kessling plays it in almost every event.
Okay, so Hayes has to gick this battle.
Yeah. And let's see. I don't know what. Yep, there goes the Vader. I think if you're Greg, you lose. You're gonna lose at least Akbar, maybe. No, looks like Anakin goes to
I
the
don't
lost pile.
I don't know what depends on what Hayes drew. So Hayes must have
Uh,
drawn high enough that Greg had to lose Anakin there.
well, I mean, it's Solo, Finn, Akbar, and Padme there now.
And then Ray. Ray will come back.
Yeah, Ray will come back at the end of Hayes' turn. But like, what is Hayes going to do? Like, looking at Greg's piles, it looks like he's got at least 15, maybe 16 left. And I can't tell how much Hayes. According to Garrett, Hayes drew an 8 for Destiny. So
Yep.
good call on Phil. We're in the great Hayes' turn here. Let's see what he's going to do. Did
don't
you
know,
go
but
ahead? Did you guys go ahead and give away a Admiral or a Din Djarin foil?
no, so I was about to ask you if you had a trivia question for people to win a Din Djarin foil.
Probably have one.
Unless we wanted to give it to Chris because he answered whatever the O in Admiral Satura's name stands for, which is just O. Does that count? Do we count that as a win for Chris?
No. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like
Should we ask a Din Djarin related question?
I'm actually looking for a good Mandalorian question. Okay.
Oh yeah, who designed Din Djarin?
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. We'll start with that one.
Does it say it on the card?
I don't know. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so who designed Dendajarin? Yep, Grady Hutchinson.
Okay. Now I'll give it to Jeremy.
Well, you would just said Hutch, so I'm assuming you meant Hutchinson. I'm gonna count that as a win.
Yeah, I'll count. We're gonna count that.
Kind of lost track what's going on in the game here. Looks like
I
another Vader
mean,
came down.
Greg drained. Vader came back down, grabbed the saber, got rid of Akbar. And I think the Blizzard 4 went to the lost pile too. And Ray becomes active. Looks like Finn is inactive at this point. This is why we have Phil in the chat. He pays attention.
So that was your being on Hayes' turn, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, we lost track of the game.
And we do have a handshake.
Yeah, I mean, Greg could just move his guys over, leave Finn in front of Vader.
Yeah.
So good win for Greg there. Was
Yeah,
well
really
played.
solid win.
Just the patience really paying off there. Not getting flustered by the early drain represented from Hayes.
So
Had a lot of the tempo cards early. So
So
Hayes,
Greg Shaw remains undefeated.
yeah, Greg's 6-0. Probably a lock for top 8. Almost
Yeah,
certainly.
I'm assuming he's probably got the one of the highest strength of schedules, and I think a 6-2 should there should at least be one 6-2 who makes it.
Well, I think there might be an X3 that makes it, maybe 2.
Yeah.
So Greg certainly a lock here for top 8.
Hayes
This
is
win.
still in it. He's I want to say he's 4-2 at this point, so yeah, he should be up there. Zeke, I think you should play Masashi base operations, Dantooine base operations.
Should play My Kind of Scum
My Kind of Scum.
with well guarded B.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get Greg on here, hopefully. Let's see if we can get it up and running.
I'm just kidding. Don't play My Kind of Scum. Not with the Obi muting running around.
No, there's too much Obi commuting.
Can you guys hear me?
Play something that beats Obi muting.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing Obi commuting, and we've only seen it a few times today.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
It just beeped. I don't know what that meant.
I think it means the
headset.
Okay, so we're gonna see about getting Greg in front of the camera.
Oh, I'm supposed to be in front of the camera? Yeah, it's that camera.
Greg should have the headset. 1
So
second.
we still can't hear.
on that side of the table.
I'm working
that
on
audio.
it.
Okay.
Okay, Greg, can you hear us?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
I got nothing from Greg. Give me a second, Greg.
Is the light on the should be.
I think chat can hear him, but we can't.
It beeped though at some point.
Yeah, I'm
Can you
trying to
hear
work
us?
on
So
that.
it probably just means that is the Zoom
Can you
muted?
hear us? Here, see if they can hear you for a second. I'm not here.
Okay, how about now, Greg?
That's it.
Alright.
Still nothing.
You guys can't hear?
Okay, so you guys can hear him.
The
Greg,
peop-
I don't know
The people can hear him?
why.
I can
You know
hear
what?
I can hear you guys. You can't hear me.
Give a
If
thumbs up
they
if you
can
can hear
hear
us.
him, give me a second. Okay, how about now, Greg?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
So we can hear you,
I can hear you.
or I can't hear you, but go ahead and just talk for a second.
I can. Can you guys hear me? What's going
Okay.
on?
So, yeah, obviously we can't hear you. The chat can hear you, but and I don't know what's going on. Why we can't hear you? We'll fix it later.
Well, Garrett,
But yeah, nice job on the win. What?
Thank you.
Why did you play OA?
Hayes kind of asked the same question. Why OA and not OB Muning? And I think Old Allies has been and still is the most solid deck available for Layside, and I just thought with all the attention OB Communing was getting, it kind of opened up some of the meta for Old Allies to maybe, be stronger than it has been even in the last couple of events. So yeah, it was a intent to play a deck that's slightly off meta. If everybody's prepping for OB Communing, they might be caught a little bit off guard by Old Allies. And Hayes said as much with his reaction, so I don't know. It counts for something. I can't hear you guys anymore. I can't hear them anymore. Oh. I can hear you guys now. Ooh. He's done. He's done. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Thanks for streaming, guys. I'll talk to you later.
So that's all. Yeah, we're gonna work on it a little bit so that
Maybe
way
that's
next
why
round we
he's
can
keeping.
get
so
the.
And then I lost
the
them
stuff
for a bit.
working.
Maybe it was when you turned on the other pair.
Oh.
I couldn't hear them anymore, but I don't know if it was because they
Now
were
I'm
talking
hearing. You know
or-
what?
Yeah, I'm hearing
I
it
think-
now too.
So
I'm gonna blame Garrett because he muted the headset.
Thanks for all the help with the game.
Oh,
You were
no
a
problem.
great active judge.
Hey Garrett, put the headset on. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna blame Garrett because he turned off the headset. He unmuted the headset, or he muted the headset when I have control.